Hello. These are going to be a series of videos to show how to take an IRS file, PDF file, and convert it into a tool for learning. We can convert it into a multiple choice test, a multiple choice assignment. We could play some other things with it. These are going to be some short videos showing all the different steps going through that. So we're just going to find a form we want, and we're going to use a 1040 form. So just use Google, find whatever form you want to convert into a workable file, and we can do that. So we're going to download. Do this real quick. So we saved the file. So now what we want to do is open this, and I'm going to be using Adobe Acrobat 10 Pro because it has LiveCycle built into it. Once they went past 10, so 11 and DC have LiveCycle, which is the program you need to be able to manipulate these IRS files. They have that as a separate application. Which is perfectly fine. It's usable, but this is what I have, so this is what we're going to work with. So we're going to open. So we've opened the file. What we want to do is basically bring it into LiveCycle. So you select Tools, and then right here, Edit in Designer, and this is going to open LiveCycle for us so that we can manipulate this this file. So hit OK. And we see this missing fonts warning basically that comes up, and that's fine. Hit OK. Say use default fonts, and then we get this usage rights, and we want to hit yes, and then we get our LiveCycle program. So now we have our file, our 1040 form, and we see basically the way that this was originally created. It was created using LiveCycle. The government did it. So each and every box we have on this 1040 form is effectively its own object. So if we click on any one of them, you see how it has its name and the type of object it is. And this is, we see this is a text field. So I'm just going to show you some of the things that we can do with this. Oops. So let's just go down to line 7 here. So wages, salaries, tips from a W-2. So if we click on this, we can change the name if we want. You don't really have to. It doesn't really matter. Sometimes I like to. It makes it a little bit more simplified. I could change it. So you just click on that and you could say line 7 and you'll know what it is. Actually, no, you can't put spaces. So line 7. And we can select what type of field we want this to be. So I want to create this as basically a multiple choice option for the students. So if I select drop down list here, so now I have a drop down list that will create here in line 7. So over here in my palettes, I have my object palette, I have a drop down list. I can create a caption if I wanted to. And with here this big green plus sign, this add sign, what this will do is allow me to enter the different options that I want to give the students. So we're just going to plug in some random number. So 45,000. If I hit enter, it's going to open another one. So I've created a few different options here that the students can select. My minus sign I can delete. What makes this what's actually quite useful is if I create these options in Excel, I can copy them and paste them right in, which makes it kind of easy. I can rearrange the order using these arrows and the point keys. I can sort descending or descending if I wanted to as well. So I've entered my options, and what I could do now is if you go up here to this preview tab, I can click that. And now we see the PDF as it's going to appear for the students. So this is what it's going to look like. And you can see now in line 7 we have this little icon here and it's going to tell us like we can't save, and that's fine. Close that. We're going to deal with that later. But we click on that, and now we see the different options that we've entered. So we have 5 different options, and the students can select then based on how you set up this assignment, if it's just paragraph entries or they're working off of documents, whatever, and whatever number they can come up with, you can select that, and you can see that's how it's going to appear. So we can go back to design view, and we can do some other things with this. So if we have a caption, so if we enter a caption, what that's going to do is basically when we go to preview, it's going to have an initial entry right there, and then we could select from our drop-down list. But that caption is always going to be there. So depending on what you want to do, you probably don't want to select that. So we're going to go back, get rid of this caption. We don't like that. For the students, sometimes if you want to like really highlight the fact that they have to enter something here, if you right click on this and we go to palettes and we go to things, we can select border. So with this border, we can basically draw a highlight around this. So we're going to say edit together, so that's going to do all the borders. So we want a solid line. Let's go to 1 point. And we can pick a color, and we can do this funky green color here. And we can even fill the background if we wanted to. And let's do a light, very light yellow. And then if you go to preview, so now we can see that this is obviously an important icon. It stands out. Well, maybe not, green wasn't the best color. Maybe we do red. You can see it stands out from the rest of the fields, and you can very obvious that something has to happen in that field. I mean, they would select their answer and move on. So real quick, that was just how to do a multiple choice function in a box and do a little highlight. And we'll do some more manipulations and show you some more things that we can play with in the next video. Thanks.